All right, back with the Fryer, live from Boise Fry Co. Today we have the Dirty Moogs. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Pete, and I'm in the Dirty Moogs.
I'm Will. I'm also in the Dirty Moogs.
So you guys are really like a synth pop, kind of 8-bit band. Do you want to talk about how you got into synth pop and definitely kind of into the 8-bit sound?
Well, I think the whole Dirty Moogs band thing kind of started as a one-off for a benefit show that happens once a year. And we picked kind of Kraftwerk as a style to do. It's a cover show, and so we did it, and we really liked it, and the audience gave us pretty positive feedback, and we just kind of kept doing it. And eventually we realized that we enjoy doing it, and so I think that's kind of where we started. And from there, we have done like 8-bit and really old German style stuff, and disco and a variety of different electronic styles. Will?
We would have never done any of that had we not ended up with a vintage Mini Moog D that myself and a bandmate playing in a country cover band. He was playing upright bass and I was playing pedal steel, and told me he had a Mini Moog. And I've been doing electronic music since the 90s, and it was like, oh my god, we have to get this together. And then he brought this guy in.
Correct.
And then how did you guys get the kind of other, 5 or so members now? And then how do they incorporate back into the band and how it started?
It was the three of us for quite some time, and at some point I think we decided to incorporate visuals into our show as kind of a constant thing. And so we ended up hooking up with our buddy Ryan, who kind of does that stuff for a living. And so at that point he just started doing all of our shows with us and doing graphics and all that stuff. And then I think, did Brenton find Jared? Is that what happened? And then we decided to incorporate live drums as well. And so our singer Brenton knew a drummer named Jared that has worked out really well for us.
That poor thing.
Yes.
So you guys have a pretty interesting live performance, a lot of visuals and everything. How did you get to that point of what you knew your live show wanted to look like, and how you kind of figured out what it was going to look like?
I think a lot of what we do is the idea that a lot of bands try to look, and they really are very cool. And so we decided that we don't need to be cool. Our whole thing was just sort of to have fun with the audience. And that's the central theme to all of our performances and everything. And so, again, our buddy Ryan that does a lot of our visuals is right on board with us. And so he'll have ideas like, we'll do fun visuals where we'll have a pile of beer cans fall over and set a Death Star on fire or something like that. Just kind of ridiculous, fun ideas. And I think everyone likes the idea of like these outer spacey, sci-fi, silly concepts. And I think that's kind of the general theme.
Who hasn't wanted to build a spaceship inside of Neuralux?
We've done that, and Larry, if you're watching this, we want our spaceship back.
I guess what's the kind of most outlandish or craziest thing you guys have built or used for a live show, other than the spaceship, I guess? 'Cause at that point, that's pretty crazy.
I think that the spaceship might take the cake. It required a lot of assembly. It ended up looking kind of like a 70s movie set, like with big wood panels that we had to put in. I think the whole thing probably weighed like 500 pounds, and it was 20 feet by 15 feet high. It was ridiculous. Beyond that, sometimes we do stuff with visual screens that are just a real pain. We built cubes that had to be stacked the right way, but we didn't realize the amount of effort that would go into putting these like reflective cubes where the projector would hit them. Like they had to be exactly right, and it took us way longer than we thought it was going to.
Also, don't finish your DIY space helmets the day before your show, because lots of glue.
Oh yeah, the space helmets were pretty dumb. You couldn't breathe in them. And we realized after we put them on that they like just fogged up. And so we tried to like walk through a crowd, and it was bad.
Worst prop to date, the Camaro.
Oh yeah, I bought a 1983 Camaro to use as a prop. It's sitting in my driveway right now. It's not a nice Camaro. Yeah, I think the Camaro maybe is the worst prop ever.
What was that going to be used for?
We used it in a video, and we stenciled our logo on it and kind of parked it down here one tree for it. And so it was just, and we like put our name on it and when and where we were playing.
So that's a pretty cool idea, actually. And then, so do you want to talk about the creative process for Peter Goes to Law School? How you guys got to that sound, and then kind of the finished product of it?
I think my take on this has been that I think one thing that we enjoy about this band is that each one of us brings something different to the table. So where I'm good might be a weakness of Will's or Brenton's, and that's the three of us wrote that album. And so it's vice versa. And so generally Brenton will come in with a song idea and some lyrics and then a bass line, and I'll come in and I'll do the rhythm part, or I'll come up with some melodies to play over the top. And then will come up with some additional stuff, but we end up writing stuff that fits together kind of the right way.
I mean, that's just insane. Do you guys grab influences from kind of movies? I know, I don't know why I started, but kind of movies and any kind of quote unquote like nerd culture kind of stuff?
I think the
I don't
next
know.
few songs we're gonna release.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think we're dorks. We really are. I think even nerd has taken on kind of a weird thing. Like, I don't know, we love John Candy movies. Like, anything that has to do with John Candy or Mel Brooks, we like. Obviously, we love Star Wars. Is there anybody among us who's a big Star Trek person?
Kelly.
Kelly's a big Star Trek person. Like, I prefer Star Wars personally, but that's a debate for a different time, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I think we all grew up as kind of dorks, so we have taken from this vast library of being weird. Yeah.
We are preparing 2 songs that involve mid-1980s vehicles as a center point, as a focus of the songs.
It will be exciting.
So anyways, another episode of The Fryer here from Boise Fry Company. Thank you, Dirty Moogs. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you guys at Treefort.
Yeah, you too.